Hi everyone, this is Hart Fire Radio and I'm Jean Hart and I have a lot to tell you today, and I would like to kind of call this an emergency 101 show, in the sense that we have so much heaviness going on in the world and we have some good news too, and all of it can be found in the astrology. Astrology basically is a calculation of energy that's moving through people's worlds. And today I want to talk about the energy moving through President Donald J. Trump's world, around Vladimir Putin's world, America's chart, Biden's chart, Zelinsky, I'm sure everybody's wanting to know about him, his chart. And I want to give you a few tricks of the trade to sort of show you how to roll back and consume, completely transmute every erg of energy that moves through your world that's negative and change it into something positive. There are so many tools and ways to do this, and in a time like what we're in right now, the dark cycle of the Kali Yuga, when mankind's karma is descending fast and furiously, your choices count. What you're doing with your energy counts. It's so very, very important that you come to grips with what you're thinking about and what you're actually doing in life, because every single solitary thing you think, everything you do is being recorded, just like I'm being recorded right now. So, and in that sense, everything is cause effect. I think, having done astrology for as many years as I have done, cause effect is a real important equation of life. Everything you do to someone else will come back to you, guaranteed. Different phase, different place, but the same energy, until you learn how to use it properly. And so when you've got a whole earth kind of not understanding the fact that there is such thing as karma and reincarnation, and that this is the dark cycle of the Kali Yuga and energy is heavy upon us, so that we'll learn self-mastery over that energy, it's something to behold. And I actually never thought it would ever get as dark as it seems to be in certain corners of the world. But there's something everybody needs to know, and that is the fact that there are what's called Nephilim, and there's fallen angels among us, and there are people that just don't have good motives walking through the rest of the world that would like to see the beauty and the harmony that we're all supposed to see in the realm of our day-to-day living. We don't want to see war. Ukraine is like, what? But it's more than what. It is the fallen ones and the Nephilim playing a game with our little minds, because in all reality they would like to see us go bye-bye so they can have control of the earth. Why do they want to see us go bye-bye? Because we are hard to control, because we love, and because we want to be creative. We want to build our lives. We want to make something of ourselves. We want to work hard. We want to earn our daily bread. And the Nephilim don't want to do that. They just want to have everything handed to them on a golden platter, and they want to party. And so that brings me to the fact that the first and foremost thing that I could say to all of you right now is that consider being prepared. That is the Boy Scout motto. Things are going to change because of mankind's free will choice, and believe me, the choices people are making every day, it's very easy to determine that when you look at a chart, because a chart shows the energy that's moving through somebody's world. Everybody's got four lower bodies. They've got a physical body, they got a mental body, they got an emotional body, and they got a spiritual body, and not necessarily in that order. In fact, let me say it in the order it is. You have a spiritual body, that's where all your inspiration comes from. You have a mental body, that's where all the thought processes go. You have a emotional body, and boy, feelings really are like the seven seas, the oceans. And then you have your physical body. All of these bodies need to be working together in harmony, equally yoked, and in tune. One thing that's really, really important to do in life is to get self-mastery. Self-mastery over these four lower bodies, so that they're not controlling you, but rather you, that higher part of you, is controlling them. So when I look at the charts of all these players, and we're going to cover President Donald J. Trump's chart, America's chart, Zelinsky's chart, Vladimir Putin's chart, and Russia's chart. We'll mention China in a big way, because China's a very, very big player that most people don't even know about, because a lot of the games that they're playing are behind the scenes or behind whatever else is going on that they can hide behind. So being prepared, have some food in your basement or somewhere close to you, accessible. Have extra water, lots of water. Have things you can barter with in case the economy does do a restart or a reset or whatever it is that they're up to. I can't even begin to imagine what that might be. Or, just the whole thing collapses. If you've got food and water in your basement and enough for your neighbor or your relatives, kind of think of them, because they might not be thinking. Being prepared means one thing: nothing's going to happen. And that, again, is something that's very important to remember, that astrology may prophesy a particular incident, but because we have free will choice, that incident doesn't have to happen. So this is something that's really important to understand. And that there are also angels everywhere. Angels are assigned to us. They surround us. They are in the atmosphere. Any place you find joy, you're going to find an angel. Any place you find laughter and happiness and purity, you're going to find an angel. Now, the thing about angels, though, is that they may hang around us and they may be everywhere, but they can't do a thing for us unless we ask them. So, and we have to command them. We can't just, be nilly-willy about it. We have to be constant and determined to see to it that they take care of the negative energy that may be in the air. And really, everything is energy. Although some people may say that life isn't real, it's just kind of like a Zen thing. But in all reality, Earth is a schoolroom, and we're here to learn some serious lessons right now. And the fact that you're on Earth means that you've done something somewhere along the line you shouldn't have done. And so you're going to repeat those types of energies through your world that are uncomfortable until you finally look at them and correct them. Once you correct them, you get to move on. And truly, there are amazing things to experience in this whole creation, the universe, other planets, other systems of worlds. And yes, there is life on other planets. And some of these planets, most of these planets, are amazingly beautiful and harmonious. And we do want to go there, but we have to earn it. And the only way we can earn it is to correct what we're doing down here, get back into our hearts, be our brother's keeper, love, 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 love. And I don't mean ooey gooey sympathetic love. I mean a love that is truly compassionate and concerned about the right and the wrong of it all. So I do sound like I'm giving you a lecture, but the truth of the matter is I'm trying to crusade for a cause to help people to understand that everything is energy, including angels. And if you want divine intercession, you're going to have to ask for it on a daily basis. So fasting and prayer, chanting, singing, decreeing, whatever religion you are, doesn't even matter to me, because religion to me means realigning yourself, getting yourself right, getting your chakras, your spiritual centers moving properly so that you can have the sincerity and the power and the impact with your love to actually make a mark on this earth body. And influence matter. It does matter. And this is matter, and you live in matter, so what you do does matter. And so anyway, that being said, let's move to President Trump's chart first and foremost. I do want to point out a couple of things about his chart, which are pretty kind of wow in the realm of astrology. Okay, here we have Donald Trump's chart today. Planets are always on the move. They never stop moving, and they move counterclockwise around your chart. So there's always energy happening, and each planet carries a different kind of energy. Right now he has his progressed moon, which is the first and foremost place that you want to go to kind of determine your cycles in life, what's, where your strong points are, where your weaknesses are, what the subject matter is that you'll be tested on and have to learn lessons on us and, show mastery in. So right now, President Trump has his progressed moon at 6 degrees Libra, and he has probably been contemplating and meditating on, what he should do about everything, because it's just recently been on his Neptune in the second house. This area is a selfish area, so to speak. It's an area where you focus more on what your position is in life, what you're going to go out and do, what you're going to take action in the realm of how to make money, what kind of work he wants to do, how he can influence and persuade, because Libra is the great charmer and the great persuader, the great salesman. In his second house, he wants to bring security to someone, himself and to others, because Libra is a sign that normally is on the passive side of the chart. So that means that he wants to personally go in and do something for you to improve your life, especially where finances are concerned, as well. When he's in the public scene, this is what he's thinking all the time, with Taurus at the top of his chart. Now Libra means other people. Other people can also be open enemies, warfare. He is really thinking about this thing that's going on with China, and this thing that Ukraine is kind of a setup too. So he's, got that going. Now in 2 years, his moon will cross over into Scorpio, and that will activate the fourth house of family, home, the nation, the United States of America for him. And in Scorpio, it also rules the economy. So he will be absolutely focused on bringing money to us, fixing business. And God, we must pray that we are able to fix it, that Biden doesn't destroy it so badly that we can't come back from this. Trump's got the power to fix it. If anybody does, he does. He's a good businessman. So that's why it's so easy for me to predict that he will be our president again, even though he's going to go through hell, so to speak. The Libra brings all the open enemies. I mean, they'll come out of the woodwork to stop him and, call him names, etc. He's got more enemies than you can imagine, but he's also got more friends than you can imagine. So he's going to spend his next 2 years making friends with people, negotiating with people, lining himself up, and getting on their good side. And he'll probably be very, very powerful and good at it. So you can expect that he's going to get a lot of support, even from other nations, whereas Biden isn't necessarily getting that support. And when I say Biden, I firmly believe in his chart, he's got dementia. And that about come August, you're going to see some change in his world. Now, I don't know if that means he's leaving embodiment. I don't believe in death. I just believe you go to the other side, you change clothes, you take classes, and you come back and prepare to meet the things that you need to learn for your own soul's journey. We all have a unique journey, absolutely. And so it's either that or he's moving. He's moving out of the White House. So, and that's, pretty interesting to think about if Carmela took over his position because he was unable to do what he needs to do, or that the election, the things that he's done, the damage he's done, we come around to this election in November. I do believe in President Trump's chart that he's going to be successful in recruiting all the people that are going to want to win this election. So I believe that the Republicans will have a success, but you can bet there will be tampering with the ballots. Absolutely. And so everybody needs to be prepared for that and make sure that you've done your due diligence to make sure that this is a fair vote. Because the Democrats, or whoever it is, the liberals, the people that want to control this world, the Bill Gates of the world, the George Soros of the world, the evildoers, the evil players, they're not going to go down easily, believe me. And so it'll be good if we can start there. Next election is coming right up. And again, as I said, because Donald Trump has the moon in Libra, I think the good people will do very well and put some people that really do care about America and love her and want to protect her into office. So it's an easy prediction to make. During the election time, it is true. Donald's chart shows that there will be some manipulation going on, some secrets, some attempt by the bad guys to steal the election. So that is definitely in the air and easy to predict. Unfortunately, Neptune will be squaring his sun during the elections, and that means there's some sneaky players behind the scenes doing whatever it is that they do. But ultimately, he wins. And when I say he wins, that means that, all the people that he's supporting and sponsoring and traveling around and doing rallies for are going to win. So, that's a good thing. But it's going to be really tricky for him for 2023 because he's going to see more and more devastation come to America through communism, socialism, and through these people that are woke or who whatever they are, and not really understanding what really is going on. There's been a whole lot of brainwashing going on, and it's been going on for many, many years, and people are just now starting to see it. And the media, of course, is a great perpetrator of brainwashing, especially with this fear. So Donald Trump will be President Donald Trump again, and I do believe he's still President Trump. It'd be really neat if somebody would bother to play by the rules and go after these places where it's been discovered that the ballot tampering happened. Okay, so let's move to Ukraine. Let's move to Zelinsky's chart and Putin's chart, because I know that's the thing that's on everybody's mind right now, and I'll try to go a little faster to get through this. But in the meantime, while I'm switching gears here and going into another chart, remember, I am predicting this time that Trump will be elected and he will be our president again, and he will be focused on our economy, getting us back to where we need to be, probably a lot to do with the oil and the natural resources that we have that, have built the backbone of the United States of America. Gas, oil, coal. But the other thing is that I think he will keep us from going too far down the slippery slope of the pipeline to nowhere with the economy. And that, if that's the only reason he gets elected is for the economy and for the protection of America, please consider voting for him, because his astrology shows that he can do that. And we don't want to lose America, and we do not want to lose our freedom. This lockdown, this COVID lockdown, is in America's chart, and it is a situation that has been occurring for the last 2.5 years and will continue to occur for another 2.5 years. So there are more viruses coming down the pipeline. It's interesting that in Ukraine, the reason I believe Putin went over and declared war on Ukraine was to shut down these biolaboratories. There's about 40 of them there, because these bad players, whoever they may be, and I can't name exact names on that, wish I could, but they were about ready to let another virus out. And of course, Putin wants to protect his nation, whether he was raised communist, yes, he was KGB, yes, they have a culture that's way, way, way different than what we want, but he was protecting his country, and that's why he went in there. The other reason is to keep the NATO forces back, because they also, to me, the NATO is like a one world government takeover. If all the soldiers become one army, who's in control of that army? It isn't the separate nations. And so Putin is protecting his nation from that as well. And I believe he knows very much who the deep, deep state players are. And he knows what they've been doing. He knows that Zelinsky is just an actor and not a president. And the reason I know that he knows that is because Putin's sun, his Mercury rules the way that you think and what you're thinking about. His Saturn is the planet that shows where you take responsibility, and his Neptune, where your intuition, Neptune rules your intuition, is squaring Zelinsky's midheaven, meaning that he knows that Zelinsky is an actor and a comedian and has been bought. and that Zelinsky likes to party, and you know, he has so much money now. He's literally a billionaire. He has so much charisma, you know, quickly stating the fact that Zelinsky has a Taurus ascendant ruled by Venus. You know, love and money is an amazing thing for him. I'm going to put him up on the board because I want to show you the difference between a passive man and an active man. So when you're looking at President Trump's chart, notice again all the planets that are on the left side as you look at it. That means he's action-oriented and very strong and very determined. So here we have Zelinsky's chart. Now you'll notice that there's nothing right now, this outer wheel in his chart. That means he's on the passive side of his life. And transiting speaking, this planet Uranus right here on his ascendant came along and he got a sudden phone call from someone that offered him Taurus money, you know, to do what he does. He's got all his progressed planets, including the moon in Aries. He probably quickly said, sure, I'll take it. You know, he's a billionaire now. His progressed moon is in Aries, meaning he jumps before he thinks and before he has all the information. So when you see him appealing on the media to America and having such great charisma and emotion, please remember he is an actor. He's a very good actor. And he did a show a couple of years ago. You might look into the history of Zelinsky and some of the, you know, cocaine parties and things that it's almost like seeing Hunter Biden again, you know, in Zelinsky. So although he appears to have a family and be a family man, you know, and they're fighting the good fight, he's not really a president, he's an actor. And he has been bought, and the reason I know he's been bought is because the planet Jupiter is in his second house of money. When he was born in Gemini, you know, he probably has always liked getting money, might not have gotten it always the most honorable way because it's retrograde. He probably doesn't know the difference between honor and, you know, just give it to me. And now his transiting Jupiter is in the 12th house. So that means that somebody's been very generous to him and potentially. Obviously, he always has free will choice to be or not to be. And that is the question. How many free will choices do you make in a day that are right? But Jupiter, you know, would have been in the 11th house when all of this happened. And so that could explain the bigger picture where he suddenly becomes a president. Again, last year, the year before, Jupiter would have been there. 1300ers can fit into Jupiter when it's in the 11th house. The 11th house rules the masses of people, you know. So he comes along suddenly, probably in a very unusual way did he become into politics, because he's not a politician, he's an actor. And before now, so I do also think he was born with Pluto in the 6th house, which is the house of addictions, and his north node is there. So I do believe he has some serious addictions he needs to kind of look at. His moon's in Leo. Leo can be the great actor that emotionally he needs to be the center of attention. So he does things to get himself in that position, but he makes karma doing that. So again, he's probably made some choices that aren't for the betterment of everyone except for himself, unfortunately. Now, this is called a rectification chart. I'm not 1000% sure that he was born when I say he was born here, 4:16 p.m. You know, when I look at him, and I've done thousands and thousands of charts, doing a rectification chart, lining up planets to situations that he's done, it comes out that he's got a Taurus ascendant. And he looks like a Taurus ascendant. Absolutely. They're buff, you know, they're kind of rugged looking, a lot of them. You know, they're the good looking construction workers, you know, that you, when you were young, used to see, haha, and go, wow, he's really cute. What's he doing with that hard hat on? You know, but I'm joking. Let's see, what else can I say about him? Zelinsky is a bad player. Putin knows it, and Putin wanted to save his country. Putin may be a communist and a KGB guy, but he's not as evil as everybody is saying he is on the media. And usually when the media goes after someone, you can bet it's going to be the opposite of what's really going on. Putin just wanted to protect his country. And the reason I know that is because in his chart, and let's go to his chart really quick. And again, the reason I know that Vladimir is not necessarily who everybody is kind of saying he is, the evil doer, that is a terrible, terrible man, is because his progressed moon is in Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius, again, is the sign of the crusader for a cause, the one who wants to expose truth and stands on truth. And he has a personal vested interest in exposing truth. So I think that he's going to go beyond just the bio labs in the realm of his exploration into war. He's going to probably try to expose the deep, deep state. And so as each day goes by, you're going to see more and more. And remember to think the opposite of what the media is telling you. He has a Scorpio ascendant, so that tells me he's very perceptive. He sees things below the surface and underneath the surface that other people wouldn't see. He knows. He's very, very intuitive. Oh my gosh, his moon is in the 8th house in Gemini. Yeah, people lie to him all the time, but the cool thing about that is that he learns his lessons. He learns objectivity. He learns to be able to stand out of his emotion and evaluate things rather than evaluating at an emotional level. And then he can be strategic about it. He's extremely intuitive. His Neptune's in the 12th house. And believe it or not, he probably has levels of spirituality. Now, it's hard to imagine that communism would have that because he's being depicted as a brutal murderer, etc., etc. But Neptune in his 12th house means that he's got conscience. You know, that there is a still small voice in the back of his head that says, you better think about this, you know, is that the good thing to do? He is surrounded by dark people because Pluto's at the top of his chart, very, very close to his midheaven. Oh my gosh. So that means, you know, everywhere he goes, people want more power and he's got to interact with these powerful individuals and, you know, try to be the way shower. Although most of those people won't let him show the way. Now, he's got the same thing as Trump. All his planets, as you can see, are on the left. As you look at the chart on the left-hand side, that means he's action-oriented. He's not going to sit by and let NATO come and take his country or biolaboratories bring viruses in. And I believe that he, because of a particular position of that progressed moon, very, very active to his ascendant, and to his natal moon, he kind of has had this full moon like 3 months ago. He probably saw that they were about to release another virus that would have been a devastating blow. And if you look at that, how organized all of that was. I mean, we went from Corona to the impeachment of Trump to the COVID, the lockdown, now war. All of this has been sort of seamless, it almost seems like. And very organized. You know, they quickly came up with a vaccine. Incidentally, you know, be careful about taking that vaccine. So Vladimir's probably been watching all of this and, you know, made his decision. What was the most serious thing that could happen to him, first and foremost? And that is a virus, you know, would wipe out his population. And then also economically, because the second house rules your own personal money, he probably wants something to do with the oil in Ukraine and all of that. The other thing is that it appears that he's made friends with China. When I look at China's chart, the People's Republic of China's chart, and I put it on Putin's chart, I see that China is lying to Putin. Putin probably knows it, you know, because again, he's very, very perceptive. But, you know, they're acting like they're buddy-buddy, but Putin cannot trust China. China has an agenda I also see in their chart. It's very likely within 1 to 2 months that they may go after Taiwan and use this Ukraine thing to hide behind. So the attention is distracted and, you know, the media's masters at distraction. Can't be in the media unless you can do that. And these fallen deep staters, whoever they may be, are also masters of distraction, and they're just like kind of making this chess game go, you know, okay, let's make this move, let's make that move. If you see this all as a chess game, that's what they're doing. The evil forces are trying to figure out a way to take out the light bearers, and they do want to depopulate this planet. So don't be gullible. Be aware. Do your homework. Dig deep and get answers. Because this is serious stuff, and some of these players, I know this will be hard for you to swallow as well, come from other planets. The 12th planet in particular, Pluto. Nephilim. They just want, I don't know why they want Earth so much, except for some of her resources, but they want to be able to control the people, and there's too many people. They can't control us, even though they thought they could through this lockdown. Eventually the light bearers who love freedom and will not give up their freedoms will stand up and rebel against them, and they don't want that, and they would rather have you divided and calling each other names so that there will, be no harmony, and then they can do what they want to do because you're not paying attention. You're too busy being mad at someone else because they believe a certain way that you don't believe in. The one thing about astrology is it is the calculation of energy and how you talk to someone. You want to meet them where they're at. Meet them at the heart and accept if they believe differently than you. You can share what you guys believe, but I guarantee that even if, one's beliefs are wrong, they're going to go home and think about what you said and how you said it. Did you tell them in love? And you could actually convert someone just because you took the time to consider the fact that they were at a different level than you. Since we're all at different levels of consciousness, we all have different things to learn. Some of us are more advanced, some of us not so much. But in the all of it all, we are facing World War III in the sense that China will try to pull us, America, and they hate us, into this Taiwan thing because we have to protect Taiwan. And I believe that's the door that they'll try to get that World War III happening if it does happen. And no, I do not see war happening for 10 years in Ukraine. And it's like, why is the media even saying stuff like that? Because they want to instill fear into you. Fear is a lie. It is the root of every psychological problem. Get rid of it. There's this great fiat that you can do to get rid of fear. And you can do every time you feel fear, say it. There are these angels that are little sunshines, and they live in the great central sun, and they are, how do I say this? They answer to ray of light. So if you see the sunbeam of ray of light come down from the sun, these little, what they're called is little rayolights. They slide down the beams and they're little fearlessness flames, and they jump into you and they start tickling you and your atom cells and electrons. They're electrical in nature and they're angelic, and they try to get you to laugh and get away from fear. So you can say, "Oh God, oh fearlessness flame, legions of ray of light come forth. Oh God, oh fearlessness flame, legions of ray of light come forth. Oh God, oh fearlessness flame, legions of ray of light come forth." And have the visual of those little yellow sunshines sliding down the sunbeams into your solar plex area. See the sun kind of protecting your solar plex and bringing that warmth. And because I tell you what, your safety is in that arc of light from the Lord. You've heard that saying, safety is in the ark of the Lord. The ark of the archangels, Archangel Michael. He is the archangel of protection. You can just simply make a call to him, Archangel Michael, help me, help me, help me. Archangel Michael, help me, help me, help me. And put your love into it, your visualize what he looks like. You can find all kinds of beautiful statues of him. In fact, in the middle of Kyiv, Ukraine, is a great big statue of Archangel Michael. It's very powerful. He has golden wings. I love that statue. So there's a mess going on. There's many, many more things I want to say. I just needed to kind of get this out so that you know what to pray about. Please pray. I'm a spiritual warrior. Be a spiritual warrior. We have to absolutely ask. If we don't ask for protection for the United States of America and for the binding and shackling and taking away of these bad players who are trying to destroy America by opening up the southern borders and bringing in God knows who, if we don't pray for the stopping of war in Ukraine or the exposure of the corruptness in China, it's not the little people. It's not the people of China. It's the Communist Party of China. It's not the Ukrainian little people, the beautiful people. It's the thugs and the criminal leadership there. That Hunter Biden and Joe Biden got absolutely locked into. It's the human trafficking and the horrible stuff that's going on there. Do your homework. There's a mess, and it's all because we don't stand on the rock of truth. So what is truth? Truth is pretty profound, and all of us are going to have to change and do better and come up higher if we want to save this planet. Otherwise, Atlantis sinking is going to happen again, because history repeats itself over and over, just like Groundhog Day, that movie. And the thing is you just reincarnate. If you don't balance your karma by doing good deeds and being your brother's keeper and loving compassionately, purely, and doing the things that you know to do. Your body's your temple, your heart's your altar. Do your prayer work, keep your body clean, fast. If you fast, you'll have discernment. You'll be able to determine who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. Wouldn't that be nice? Then you can make the calls to Archangel Michael and all the other archangels. There's so many powerful beings of light that want to help us and can't until we ask them, because they can't interfere with our free will choice. That's the greatest gift you've been given. You get to do whatever you want. So do the good thing. Come up higher. Study. Find the truth. Read teachings of every kind. And then, kind of go through them and figure out what works for you. Keep your joy. Keep your happiness. Keep your harmony, no matter what is happening around you. And make the call, because the call compels the answer. Like in the Bible, what was that story about Jacob? What was that story? His and the trumpet. Well, the trumpet is the sound, the spoken word. Literally, you trumpet the word. Archangel Gabriel is the great trumpeter, and he will announce to everyone, "Here comes the angels. They're going to take care of it." And you will see layer by layer this bad stuff go away. But it's going to take all of us. The more people praying, the more power is going into the higher realms, and the more the angelic host can bring brigades of angels and assist us, and we can clean up this mess. It's got to be cleaned up. Please pray. I don't care how you pray, as long as you do it in harmony and happiness. And it would be nice if you use sound, because sound's more powerful. Meditation is absolutely necessary, like I was telling you. You might go to my website, astrologygenehart.com, and I have a meditation page. There's a couple of ways to call to Archangel Michael that I have on there, and as well a meditation to the violet flame that you might want to do. And then check out the books I have on there, profound books that can lead you a little closer to truth, hopefully. And you choose to be or not to be. Just do the best you can so you can get a standing ovation at the end of this life. And I'll be back next week or the week after with another show and an update and more charts. There's so many charts of people to do and so many things to say about what astrology really is. It does have a stigma. It does have a little karma on it, because a lot of psychics and different people that aren't necessarily using it fairly and properly and purely gave it a bad name over the years, and that's what makes people somewhat afraid of it. But really, it's just a roadmap to your survival here in planet Earth, which I call kindergarten. The goal of life is to graduate. You do want to make your ascension. You can only do that by the purity you bring to the planet, the love. And when you graduate, gosh, there's so many places in this solar system to go to. Oh my gosh, that are wonderful, and we'll never see this kind of stuff again, this evil. So take care of yourself. I hope you like the show. Bye.